Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Own Your Ship podcast. If you are the type of person who loves talking about relationships and ways to make relationships better, if you enjoy talking about personal development and tools that you can use to be better, then this is your space. This is your jam. You're going to love it here. Welcome. This week, we are going to be talking about friendships and relationships. We're going to talk about the things that you just don't share with your friends about your relationship. All right, let's jump in. Point number one, your financial information. If you and your partner share finances, technically that's their business too. You don't want to put their business out on Front Street, especially if it's something that you know they wouldn't be comfortable with, right? Your financial situation it's something that's unique. It's something that is just for the both of you. Nobody needs to know how much money your partner makes. If you want to share how much money you make, that's your prerogative. But sharing your partner's salary information with your friends or your best friend it's inappropriate. It really is. It's something that should be private. The second thing is intimate details. Now, there are certain things about your relationship or certain intimate details around your relationship that you don't share. And this is information that could include how often you guys have sex, what kind of things you like to do in bed and what your partner likes to do. How would you feel if your partner were to go and share with his friends or with God knows who else, or with her friends or God knows who else, the type of thing that you do in your bedroom? That's private. We got to keep it that way. The third thing is the problems you have with each other. Here's the issue with this. And a lot of people might disagree, but hear me out. And this is going to be the answer for the next point, too. When you have problems with each other, when you have disagreement, and you share that with your friends, you still got to go back home to this relationship. And if y'all not living together, you're still in this relationship. And 9 out of 10 times, those issues are solved and resolved. But your friend still has that preconceived idea because of what you shared about your arguments. Now, every time your girls come around, they looking at your dude like, yeah, he was talking to her reckless. Like, and the same on the other hand, like every time the guys come around, they just quiet. They don't really want to talk because they know what you was doing. Like, no, come on. We can't do that. Your partner, the issues you have, unless it gets to the place where it becomes physical, then you might want to be mindful of the disagreements that you share about your relationship. The next point for that is arguments and fights. It goes hand in hand with the problems that you have with each other, with the exception of physical abuse or any kind of sexual abuse. Of course, by all means, if that's the case, speak up, speak up, speak up. I know sometimes it can be tough. I know sometimes it can be difficult, especially if you can't see a way out, but there are so many resources out here. And I know it's easier said than done, but I want to encourage you, if that's what you're experiencing, don't give up. Keep fighting, keep going. And I just hope that you're able to get out of the situation that you're in. When it comes to arguments and fights, be very, very, very mindful of what you share, because 9 out of 10 times, it's going to come back up. Even after you guys have resolved the issues, it's going to come back up. Plans for the future. So let's say the plan is to buy a house, and let's say you like a contemporary type house. That friend might be like, yo, nah, contemporary, that's not it. I think you should go for a more traditional look. Like, no, that's not it. They might mean well, but you don't want to start doubting yourself and doubting your likes and your beliefs and your feelings because of what your friend is saying. The goal is for you and your partner to work this out together, not the third party. And I know we're going to have a lot of comments talking about, oh, maybe that's not your real friend to begin with. Well, the reality is your friend is allowed to have different perspectives than you. They're allowed to have different likes, not because they don't agree with everything you agree with or disagree with everything you disagree with means that they are not a good friend and they're not really your friend. It's okay to have a difference of opinion and still have a good friendship. So there's that. Insecurities and doubts. Never, ever, ever, ever share your partner's insecurities. It is so hard to be in a relationship where you can be extremely vulnerable with the person you're with. So when you get to that place and you get that vulnerability, the last thing you want to do is crush it because it's a hard thing to come back. Trust is a hard thing to rebuild. You want to be mindful of what you share about your partner. For example, if your partner says to you, you know what, babe, I'm going to tell you this because I'm comfortable with you. I care about you and I feel like I can share my deepest, darkest fears with you. I'm scared of sleeping in the dark because this is how it makes me feel. You don't go and pick up the phone and call your friends like, yo, bro, you ain't never gonna guess what this girl just told me. That's not fair to your partner. And if they find out you did that, you could forget it. The trust is gone. With that being said, I want you to keep in mind the things that you share about your relationship. I want you to keep in mind that even though your friendships may be strong, your friendships and your relationships are not the same. Be mindful of what you share. The last thing you want to do is destroy the foundation of your relationship. The relationship should be sacred. It should be a place where you feel safe. And if you're not feeling that in your relationship, then it's time to get to work. So, guys, with that being said, you know I like to keep my episodes short and sweet. Until we meet again, guys, take care.